All right, YouTube. So the video that you are about to watch, the Super Bowl nachos, it's coming out way after the Super Bowl, obviously. The intent was to have this out before the Super Bowl so that maybe it would spark some sort of an idea, give you guys something obviously to cook or to make for any Super Bowl event or party that you're going to. And then what happened is I filmed it and my hard drive died. My external hard drive died. So I had to spend quite a bit of money and time getting that hard drive rebuilt so that they could pull all of that information off of there and then I could make the video. So, yeah, instead of holding on to it, I figured, what the heck? We'll just call the episode the Not So Super Bowl Nachos. So I hope you enjoy, but I wanted to give you a little bit of an explanation as to what happened. Cheers. Welcome back to Single Guy Food. Today we are going to be making Super Bowl nachos. The Super Bowl isn't far away. So if you're gonna have friends over or you're going somewhere to hang out with friends, you're gonna need to bring something. Even if they don't count on you to bring anything, because you're just a single guy, right? You're living the bachelor life. Surprise them. Bring Super Bowl nachos. It's gonna be quick, it's gonna be easy. It's not very hard to put this together, to cook the meat up and assemble everything. All you're cooking here is gonna be the hamburger meat. Everything else is just a topping at this point. Now, what ended up happening when I went grocery shopping is the grocery store actually did not have some of the things that I needed. Like, they were completely out of taco sauce. Eventually, I'd like to get to a point where I learn how to make taco sauce and then I can share it with you guys on how to do it so we can make our own. But they did not have any taco sauce, like, at all. Luckily, I happen to have some taco sauce here from a taco kit from maybe a month ago, so hopefully it's still good. But you'll just need about a pound of ground beef, chips of course, some taco seasoning. Of course, if you have a lot of seasoning, right, or you don't mind buying, individual seasonings, you can mix your own taco seasoning. I'll tell you exactly what's in it a little bit later. But if you don't have that, just buy a packet of whatever taco seasoning you want, whatever brand. Cilantro, which I don't have because the grocery store did not have any cilantro. Get a tomato if you like tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes, but for you guys, for the single guy gang or the single gal gang, whatever, the SG gang, whatever we call ourselves, I am going to dice up tomatoes and put it on the Super Bowl nachos for you, and I'm gonna freaking eat some of it in front of you. So broadening my horizons here, I suppose. So anyways, getting back to it. Then you want some sort of a taco sauce. Then you want some sour cream, some green onions, and some peppers if you want, jalapenos. Or I actually forgot to get those. It's okay, just know that you can do that. If you haven't already, click the like button, click on the subscribe button, click on the notifications, leave a comment. In the meantime, we're gonna get everything prepped. I'll see you in a minute. We're gonna get back to the Super Bowl nachos. So here's what we're using. I'm gonna add some of this spicy ranchero sauce. Sour cream, of course. Here's our tacos seasoning. So, a lot of the stuff that's in here is gonna be Mexican influence. I want you guys to like cooking and to get excited about cooking or to look forward to it. So for now, we're gonna take it easy and we're just gonna use store-bought. A pound of hamburger meat. I use 85% ground beef. I have no idea what brand this taco sauce is. It doesn't tell me. This is Taco Bell 7-layer blend, just taco cheese. And it's got shredded mild cheddar, sharp white cheddar, Monterey Jack, asadero. asadero, I don't know, low moisture mozzarella, sharp cheddar, and queso quesadilla cheese. In here, I've got my green onions that I'm gonna dice up. Oh, and one more thing, I forgot. This daggone tomato that I am going to try my hardest to eat. This is all we're gonna need. And all we're gonna do first is we're gonna ground this beef, or ground it, sorry, it's already ground. We are going to brown this beef in a skillet. And I'll probably have the temperature set to medium high, just so we can kind of control it a little bit better. You're gonna want it to brown for about 8 minutes. That is going to be the longest anything cooks here. We literally just have 1 pound of ground beef sitting in, I think this is a 10-inch skillet on the stove. And now we're gonna light this thing and we're gonna put it on, I'm gonna do medium heat. So there we go. We're gonna let this go. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be a little bit more than 5 minutes that we're gonna brown this. It's probably gonna be between 5 and 8 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. That's not a long time to stand here, right? While this is browning, you can be dicing up your onions, dicing up your tomatoes, dicing up anything else that you need to dice up. You're not far away from the meat. You can keep an eye on it. And literally, it's exactly what you think it is. Like, you're just gonna bring it up until it's brown. And then we're gonna drain it. We're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of water, and we're gonna add our taco seasoning and just get it all mixed up in there. And as we're doing this, we're gonna be breaking that meat up as well. Time to start breaking it up. So that's all I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna sit here, and I'm using a rubber spatula on a non-stick pan, and I'm just gonna start breaking up this hamburger meat into smaller chunks. We're just gonna let this stuff brown a little bit longer, and then we're gonna take it over to the sink. We're gonna drain it, get rid of all that grease. It's green onions and tomatoes for me, but please listen. You can add the cilantro if you've got it in your store. You can add all those other ingredients like I said. The first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got a sharp knife. I always sharpen my knife every time I go to use it. So we've got green onions and we've got the tomato. Make sure that whatever you're going to be dicing, you go over and you rinse it in lukewarm water at your sink. This is a great thing to do while you're cooking your meat, while you're browning your meat. Because you can sit here and you can start getting this stuff done while that meat is cooking. And if you're close to it, then you're gonna be able to hear the meat cooking. You will be able to hear it sizzling. And about the time you hear it sizzling, that's when you should step back, come over, and just give it a nice little mix. Take a look at it. Is it browning? Is it still red? If you need to, turn the heat down a little bit. As you can see, our meat is now broken up and it's browned. It's ready to be drained. If you're cool like me, you get yourself a strainer. This strainer is flat, and you push on the center and it pops out. Set it down in the sink. I grab the hamburger meat. I scoop it out. And you're just letting all of that grease. We still have one more round, right? This next round that we're gonna do is going to be add 3/4 of a cup of water. You don't wanna add it to this, it'll drain right out. You wanna dump all this hamburger meat back into your skillet, add 3/4 cups of water to your pan, and then add your taco seasoning and give that a good mix, get it in there so it coats everything. You can tell when the meat is seasoned. And then you're just gonna turn the heat up and you're gonna bring it to a boil. As soon as it hits boiling, just give it a nice mix again and then reduce the heat so it simmers for about 3 to 4 minutes. It is time to get the onions prepped. One of the problems with being single is I can't go to the grocery store and just buy 1 or 2 of these. I have to buy 6 or 8 of them in a bundle. So I have to think ahead. What can I do with these later in the week so that I don't let them all go to waste. Be thoughtful. If you're not gonna use all of the onions, think of something else you can do with these onions. These onions go on anything. If you wanna make hamburgers later in the week, add them to your hamburgers. If you wanna make hot dogs later in the week, add them to hot dogs. If you order a pizza, chop some up and throw them on your pizza. I love them raw. I don't like cooking them. I like them when they're raw. I like the flavor that they add. So just keep that in mind. What can we do with the remaining ingredients that we did not use up creating this first dish? So as you can see right here, this is like the base. This is the root. I'm cutting that off. And then I'm just simply dicing these up. And then I'm going over it like this. You know, you can use up as much of the onion as you want. And then I'm giving it more of a fine chop to, you know, make these a little bit smaller. For my liking, you can leave them as big as you want. For my liking, I like to dice them up a bit. That was 3 green onions right there, okay? Depending on how big of your nachos, you can obviously make more or less. So next up is the tomato. But because this is the last thing I have to do, as far as like, you know, dicing anything, I want to go ahead and I want to get the hamburger meat back on the stove, get the water, 3/4 cup of water, and the taco seasoning mixed in there, and get that going. It's going to come to a boil. As soon as it hits boil, turn the heat down to simmer, and then let it go for 4 to 5 minutes. All right, we've got the meat back on. Remember, 3/4 cup. So there's a 1/2 cup and a 1/4 cup. So now we've got our 3/4 cup of water in there. I'm gonna turn the heat up to about medium high. And then I gotta get the taco seasoning added. Here's our taco seasoning. I'm just dumping it in there. And then we wanna give this a nice, good stir. We wanna coat all of that hamburger meat with the taco sauce. So I'm gonna let this go for a while because I wanna let some of this water evaporate back out so it's not so runny. In the meantime, we got a tomato to dice. I really find it fun to just cook and make a meal that I can be proud of and that I'm gonna enjoy eating. So here's a tomato. I'm a wimp, okay? I don't like tomatoes, but I'm gonna eat it for this channel, for all of you guys. I don't even know how many of you are even watching it, but I'm doing it for you, okay? I'm just cutting the ends off. Cutting it down the middle, turning it, cutting it down the middle again. So I basically just cut it into 4ths, right? Just like that. And then I'm gonna cut each of these 1/4 pieces, just like that. And I'm not even gonna lie, these small pieces are probably still too big for me to want. Ugh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to cut them again. If you have a sharp knife, it's gonna cut through tomatoes really easy. If you've got a dull knife, it makes cutting through the tomato a little harder because the tomato is squishy. That's all I can bring myself to do. I gotta work my way into it, guys. I have to ease my way into eating tomatoes, okay? So, what do we have left to do right now? Onions are cut, tomatoes are cut. All we have left is to get our cheese open, get our sour cream ready to go, and get this stuff, this Taco Bell spicy ranchero, creamy ranchero sauce. Get that open and ready to go. I think we are ready. We are about to create our Super Bowl nacho dish. Are you ready? Who doesn't like nachos, man? Adding hamburger meat. In the comments, tell me how you would do your toppings. What do you put on first? For me, I think cheese. Give that I love cheese, so I'm gonna give that a healthy coating of cheese. So there we go. What order do you follow when you are making your tacos? Or nachos, if you've ever made them. What order do you do your toppings in? I'm just gonna put a dollop of sour cream on there. I'm gonna add tomatoes for you guys. Look at that. There is color on this plate. Now, I'm just dribbling the taco sauce. I'm gonna drop my green onions on there. This spicy ranchero, I don't know that I've ever had it. I don't know what it tastes like. So I'm gonna put it on the side. Look at that. Doesn't that look fancy? Almost looks like we know what we're doing over here. Now, I bought these chips for something different. I don't know that I would use scoop chips for this, but I mean, you're scooping it, so why can't you? Guys, look at this. Look at how fancy I am moving my plate with my hands. Look at this. Cue the awesome sounding music. Okay, my battery's gonna die. I'm gonna change it out real quick. Hang tight, it's time for a bite. All right, sorry about that. I had to change out the battery. Where were we? Oh, we are gonna take a bite. Let's get a chip that actually can scoop. I wanna make sure I get everything. I'm gonna put a tomato on here. So there you go. There's your tomato. Can you see that? Focus, camera. Well, it's there. Moment of truth. Mmm. 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 Ladies and gents. Ladies and gents. I'm gonna add some of that ranchero sauce now. Mmm. Mmm. That. I always do a breakdown. What would I do different? What did I like? What didn't I like? That ranchero sauce is pretty good when it's combined with everything on your plate. I'm not missing the cilantro, but I'm missing heat. So I think I would have either added chilies, used a spicier hot sauce, taco sauce, or added like chili powder or Mexican, some sort of a Mexican chili powder to the seasoning to spice it up. That's all it's missing. It's literally just missing that kick, that heat that I like. Yeah, that's it. What did I like about it? Everything. I liked all of it. Just needed some of that heat. Just needed that punch, that heat to come through. But outside of that, this was fantastic. I thank you for hanging in there and watching this. Until next time, this is episode 2 of Single Guy Food, Super Bowl Nachos. Peace.